All right, welcome back to week 5 of LOS Champs. We just saw a sweep come from the AA Batteries as they took down, no problem, honestly. That triple hat trick by Clef, my goodness, it was something to watch. You might want to go back tomorrow and visit YouTube to check that one out, because there's definitely something you're going to want to check. I've not seen a triple hat trick on screen as a caster, and it was beautiful. So today here in Series 2, we're going to have the EV Sparkle, which are 3-1, going up against Llama Daddies, which are also 3-1, fairly evenly matched. It looks like Llama Daddies have dropped 2 more losses, whereas EV Sparkle is only 4 in regards to Llama Daddies 6 right now. So as we're getting ready and we're loading into these lobbies right now, I'm thinking EV Sparkle is going to come out on top. I'm just throwing it out there. It's a little bit more of a wild card decision, but it's going to be EV Sparkle 3-1 over the Llama Daddies. I've been wrong and I'll be wrong again, but you know, we are here and we are in the action. And now I have my co-caster back in the house with me. We got Ari back here. We lost him there for a moment, but he is here and he is back. Okay. How you doing there, Ari? So, did you take a moment there as you were away taking care of your necessities? Did you have a moment to think about this matchup with the EV Sparkle and the Llama Daddies? I know there was a lot weighing on your mind. That's why you had to step away. I get it. It was a hard decision for me too. How are you feeling right now?
To be honest, with what happened in that room, my mind did not have a lot of extra processing power to think about the matchup between today. I didn't really have a lot of time to focus on that, but
he's lost all speech, people. He doesn't even know what to do with his hands right now.
Honestly, okay, so we have. Is this on a different? Hold on.
So if it makes you feel any better, I said EV Sparkles. They're 9-4, being 3-1 up against Llama Daddies, which they are 9-6 right now. So I'm pulling for the EV Sparkle. I think they're gonna win 3-1. That's just where I fall. Like I said, I know there's a lot on the table, a lot to think about here. And I mean, right now it looks like the Llama Daddies are pretty much ready to go. We got El Gran Shima and Lerms and Ray BTW coming out for Llama Daddies. And on the flip side, as we wait for the contenders to show up, we have a plethora of players that it could be. We have Peak TRL, we have Jay Phelps, Rift, the Pedro, and Haldex coming out for EV Sparkle. So we'll see who hops in the ring. But it looks like the Llama Daddies are ready. How about you, Ari? Are you ready?
I am indeed ready, and I do have a prediction now. I have Llama Daddies winning, mostly because of their name, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, let's get this road on the show.
I mean, I've seen the Emperor's New Groove. I've seen how cool Llama really can be, you know? I mean, that Emperor was pretty groovy, if you ask me. But let's see if the Llama Daddies can outshine the EV Sparkles, because, you know, they're blossoming with sparkles, you know?
Yeah. They're very sparkly, shimmery. One could say glistening, even.
Ooh, glistening. Well, as we still wait for the glistening bunch to show up for the match, let's just take a quick moment. If you didn't hear it before, you're going to hear it now. Let's give a huge shout out to League OS for powering the league and giving us the opportunity to do what we do. As well as thank you to the Sparkle Bunch for showing on up, because we are just about ready for the action as we have Peak, Haldex, and Rift coming on in. They are getting ready. They are hopping in the match. I know I am ready. How about all of you? If you know who you want to win, shout it out in chat now. Shout it loud and proud, because right now the action is about to happen.
And Lux, big kickoff win here. Rift able to collect it up quickly. Rims gets a nice touch up middle, though. Can't quite collect it. Both players not really making good contact with the ball. Shot on target, but no worries there. hurts now. Trying to play this downfield, gets bumped off of it. Rift taking good possession touch. Bit of a misflip though. Nor with a big clear downfield, you're leaving a lot of pressure for Llamas. Just put it up. Good 50 here mid. Goes to the backboard though. Peeks there for it. Not the best touch out middle. Angled with the shot. Rift can't quite get there. And Llamas are on the board first.
Yes, they are indeed. The Llamas got the groove and they found the back of the net. El Granchima putting his team up. Let's see if the EV Sparkles can come back. 30 seconds off the clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Plenty of games still here left to go.
A bit of immediate pressure coming off the trigger from Llama. Trying to pick off where they left off with that goal. Herm's trying to center this middle. Doesn't have quite enough boost though. Sparkles trying to collect this in the corner, but Sherma's not giving them any space. Rift can't make contact. Gets it over 2. Handlex is there though to get in the way. No one's in the net though, and Herms again puts it away.
I know we were watching 2s just before this, but this is why I like 3s, is there's always that one extra player that'll give you a little bit extra mixture in the pot, and just like that, Llama Daddies are up 2-0, and they're looking like I'm gonna have to put my foot in my mouth because they are starting to look pretty good as El Granchima gets another one.
Just so much, as I was saying, so much immediate momentum off of just that first goal. They just, again, one of those, looks like one of those teams where they don't just throw out a jab in one goal. They go for the whole combo and follow up their goal with another goal, and then follow up that goal with another one. And they're, before you know it, they're up 3-0 with, 4 minutes of the play. Definitely not impossible for Sparkles to come back, but definitely in a tough spot, especially with the way 3s works.
Definitely. Let's see if EV Sparkles can find a way to start to chip away here at the Llama Daddies. As they have, we got a rule 1 at midfield. Haven't seen one of those in a little while, eh? Yeah, they're holding it right at, this is right at the 50. This is incredible.
Yeah,
right. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by this.
Oh.
I mean, I know we got Rocket League action going on, but they're literally at the 50. They pushed off of it since, but that's impressive.
They're kind of in a
spot
where they definitely are not susceptible to getting bumped out of the way.
Oh, come on! Come on! Now, no way, Ray! No way, Ray! Why'd you do that?
Oh my god.
That's it, you're fired. I want to see a sub in after this match.
Oh my god.
You gotta get a sub in after this match, and then you gotta go to midfield, and you gotta do it all over again to start the next game. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god. I got bumped. That is true.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Might be a strategy for Sparkles to try to force that rule 1 so their players
about to get watered. Oh my goodness. And we got Pig kind of just hanging out there in the corner. We got a demo on the field, and EV Rift finds the back of the net, and EV Sparkles is now put themselves on the board.
It's a really good demo, just to continue his momentum after the making a play on the ball and just doing even more stuff off the ball as well to create that opening. And maybe Sparkles putting themselves on the board. Maybe it might be a little bit too little too late though. As I said, that is an absolute beamer towards the net. A little bit of a panic in the net here. Can't quite get another follow-up shot off of it though. Really good 50 here with 0 boost. Kind of a little bit awkward for Granchima. Can't really go out here with low boost. Gets a hard clear out though. Goes over his teammates, able to collect it. Not really able to get a follow-up touch. The Rift with a clear. Herms is there to block it though. Peak trying to get some control touch. Gets a bump though, which allows Haldex to get this 50. 2 players commit for Llama. Haldex now off the wall. Low boost tries to get down to his teammate. This gets cut off. Herms can't quite get anything to go here either. Rift trying to take control, gets around 1, can't quite get it around 2. We're playing really patient. All 3 players having to go here in midfield for Sparkles to advance the ball.
Kind of faking each other out there a little bit. EV Sparkles, as much as they're trying to play to help each other out, they're also playing against each other a little bit there. And now it's right back on the hood of the Llama Daddies, and they are pressuring once again. Minute 30 on the clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Can they get something going here? Peak trying to get the shot on goal, but cannot capitalize.
You know, you'd be so, especially with, you know, threes, it kind of feels like sometimes the person who's behind the first man, you might have a better 50, you might see some things that first man doesn't, but you'd be surprised how much just one person can do in a threes game, how many 50s they can take, how many players they can get around. As I say that passing play was just absolutely beautiful. 1-2-1 right here. High corner, putting it out of the defensive hands and putting it right back in midfield. That is just picture perfect.
That was beautiful. And I just want to point out, we got 2 chances of a hat trick here. 2. There's a minute left. I'm probably jinxing myself right now, but I'm saying
you have really bad caster curse. Out of like I've casted with not too many people. Right, you know, a couple handfuls.
This is gonna be a caster curse. It's happening. Here it comes right now.
I don't know. You're trying to prove yourself wrong. It's just looking like the latter. But we'll see.
It's just funny because this is the only league that I set myself up for a caster curse on a regular basis. It's pretty great.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible for them to score a hat trick, but you know they are in their own half. They are kind of scrambling to get boost right now. A little bit.
Oh, with players like that, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. Hold X. Yeah. That's true. Grand Schema doesn't get that.
So we'll see what happens here. As EV Rift is up, and EV Rift puts it down. Beautiful setup and a beautiful shot there.
That was a nice, clean double tap to absolutely seal the fact that you are absolutely
they are not getting the hat trick.
Nope, neither of them. Still, you know, 2 goals apiece. You know, Sparkle's entire team has 2 goals, so definitely says a lot. But if Rift, like especially in the the first minute kind of got away from him really quick. I mean, it's 2-5. And it's a 3-goal difference. All 3 of those goals were in that first minute. That kind of just off like kickoffs, it felt like. So if you're Sparkles, that second half of the game, you went toe-to-toe with them, especially if you're Rift. If Rift can start pulling off more of those solo plays, those taking it across the field and double tapping it like that, can definitely see this game 2 being a lot more close.
Absolutely. And I'll just point out, I don't think I cursed anything. I think Clef getting a triple hat trick kind of just ruined it for everyone today. He kind of just took all the magic there in Series 1 and was just like, I'm taking every hat trick tonight and we're not passing any more around.
I
guess I'm getting cursed anyways, so, you know.
Rift could have also gotten a hat trick. That wasn't off the table either, really. Had a couple looks, and look at just the scoreboard here. Just, if you look at you don't really kind of look at like any individual player. You look at a team. Everyone on Llama's had shots. Everyone on Llama's had save. Everyone on Llama's had an assist. Everyone on Llama's had a goal, right? Their entire team was doing solo plays and kind of carrying their own weight on every single level. Versus Sparkles, you kind of had maybe 2 players doing a solo play or taking it across the field or there's a lot of triple commits coming out from Sparkles in game 1. Maybe that's just nerves. Maybe they're just trying to, you know, collect themselves. First game on, you know, maybe a little bit cold fingers, you know. I'll see what happens here in game 2.
All right, and we are off to the races. Herm's getting a good setup already for his team, and he gets pushed into the corner by EV Rift, and it's right there near the front of goal. Haldex trying to get a double tap, misses there. EV Rift just kind of waiting back. Ooh, kind of misses it there, but Haldex cannot get it out of the way. No way. Ray says yes, indeed. And you see Llama Daddies back up in this one.
Kind of using that, kind of screwed up his first touch by side flipping to stay in front of the ball, making the defender having a lot tougher of an angle to clear that out. And it ends up resulting in a goal. Usually doesn't, you know, usually just take a 50 out of that. But Ray will definitely take that dunk and put the Llamas up by a goal right away here.
Oh, good 50.
Oh, no.
Hey, no way, Ray. Look at him score another day.
Oh, my God.
My goodness. He definitely had a little bit of help there, but that was still nice.
Definitely seeing the inner Musa in the Sparkles team. As I was saying, Sparkle's team in the beginning of the first game too, kind of conceding a lot of goals to start off. Mostly just kind of off of unfortunate kickoffs like that, where they just, they lose a kickoff, they don't really get the best midfield 50, and it kind of just results in a goal off of that pressure. But then you see them, as the game progresses, like hold on a lot more. Like there's a lot less sloppy things going through. They're a lot more collected as a team. I want to see them do that straight out of the gate. It's kind of like one of those players in basketball where he comes off the bench, he's nice, and then you put him on the starting lineup, and that momentum, that energy isn't there, and making a lot of simple mistakes. Maybe it's just the fact that kind of just that initial start of a game, I think sometimes might throw people off, and like as they get more accustomed to like the speed again, they kind of readjust themselves. Definitely what it seems like here for Sparkles.
It definitely seems like there's some players that are just immediate contenders, so just keep on like throwing it back at you. But like you were saying, there's some players where they're, kind of like the sixth man in a way, where they kind of got to sit back a little bit, wait for their opportunity to kind of come out when needed and perform. For the most part, they're maybe sitting a little bit more defensive. They're kind of just pushing rotations how they need to, causing a little defensive disruptions, things like that. They're not being super, super aggressive on the offensive side. They're kind of just playing it, a little bit more bashful defensively. And right there, as we're saying that, EV Sparkles comes out with the score.
Haldex, it wasn't really that big of a solo play. I thought he maybe did like some sort of fake or dribble. All of the Llama's team was just backwards there. No one really turning or cutting, or having to cut in to cut off that space. And Haldex doing the right thing and using all of that space to his advantage. That is a very nice little butt shot pair from Herms. Sees a defender, goes up, kind of delays the shot a little bit to get it around him, goes under ripped. Beautiful placement.
I love doing backhand shots like that. They're so fun. They're so fun. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I don't use a Ford F-150. That's why I don't use a Ford F-150, man. Because that thing has a false back end. It doesn't work.
It's about as real as what?
As Nicki Minaj's.
As the Instagram photos you see that say no filter. about as, oh my goodness.
Oh, and the Haldex finding a way to chip away.
We took a trip back to the scrapyard for this goal. Haldex kind of just in an awkward position.
Oh,
Grand
my
Shima
goodness! Was that another Musa?
That was another Musa. Grand Shima mid.
Got a third Musa today, everybody. We have now seen 3 Musa appearances.
Grand Shima just trying to get back in time, not really expecting the ball not to get hit at all there. Kind of just really unfortunate situation. Yeah, this game has not been any less scrappy than that, though, I will say. There's been so many double commits, so many times where you have players bunched up, bumping each other by accident, scrambling, trying to control the ball. It's definitely been one of those games for both teams. And it kind of just comes down to who makes less mistakes than the other. Who, at the end of the day,
Absolutely. And like the way I look at it is I know all these players just like kind of hanging out and playing from home, but somebody's gonna go out with like a black eye and like a busted lip after this one, with the way that they're kind of just throwing at each other.
For sure.
They're gonna go to class on Monday. Well, I think most players, if you're not in high school right now, most of these players are, I think, out of college. But I'd say theoretically they'd go to class on Monday and they'd be like, man, what happened to you? But we're just playing Rocket League, They're like, why do you have a black eye?
I put the rock in Rocket League, I throw rocks at people. That's... oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely, tie game maybe?
Save. And Haldex ties it up with the hat trick!
See another hat trick. I think Clef will top the night though with 3 in one game. I think that's more than really any player gets an entire series. He just got in a single game. Really just kind of unbelievable. But yeah, we see Haldex here with the hat trick. I really feel. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a save! I thought that was in. I was about to say Llamas as a team feel like more kind of on the same pace, on the same level as each other. They're kind of all participating. Grand Shima technically doesn't have a goal. He did technically score, actually, so you know, technically speaking, all Llama players do have a goal on the board. But I just feel like as a team collectively, they all kind of participate. They all get good saves. They all end up, you know, they all end up participating in offense in some way, shape, or form. They all accidentally team pinched across the field. They all just really can play off of each other well. Versus I see Sparkles, it kind of seems like a lot of times they're scrambling. They're sending 2 players out of ball when they really only need to send 1, and it kind of gives more open space for Llamas to work with when they do eventually get that beat on that double commit.
Maybe they're just looking for that bang, you know, the bang and the sparkle, you know?
Definitely.
He hits it downfield. Haldeck. Let's get back to your point here in 1 moment. Let's see if we can get a last-second goal here by Evie Rift. Oh, what a save! And we have overtime. But as you were saying,
both players looked a little bit awkward there. It looked like it might have slipped past them, but they definitely are able to keep it out. But I think, especially in a, like, even just a shorter 5-game series, that, you know, I maybe see Sparkles taking 1 game, but just the fact that Llamas as a team are playing so much more well together, at the end of the day, that's what 3 is all about. You can have a GC3 and 2, like, champs, right? But if they're not playing well, you know, GC3, they're, you know, completely different pace than the champ players. If they're not meshing well, if they're not playing well, if they're bunched up, if they're awkward, you can put a full team of just, like, champs that mesh well together, and they'll beat that team. Even though technically they're higher skill, they're higher rank, if you have that cohesion as a team, if you have that trust that, you know, isn't fully displayed here sometimes with the Llama's team, they send 2 players out here in the top right corner, but if you have that ability to use all 3 of your members on your team to the fullest, that at the end of the day is what's going to win you 3s. Not, you know, individual solo plays help. As I say that, Grand Shima takes it past 2 defenders, puts it past middle, and Norway, with a hat trick in overtime here, puts it away.
And Llama Daddies are starting to inch away in this one. I won't say run away. They are definitely inching away with that overtime victory, putting them up 2-0 in this best-of-5 series. I mean, Evie Sparkles, they were definitely fighting, but like you've said, Llama Daddies are just looking a little bit more cohesive as a team, whereas Evie Sparkles are being heavily reliant and even over-committing as a team. They're double-committing in areas. They're putting themselves in awkward positioning, and if that continues, they're going to lose this series. They definitely have a possibility. There is a capability that they could come back here, but the reality kind of speaks in favor of the Llama Daddies, as they have just looked a little bit more together throughout this series.
For sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sparkles, you know, snags a game here. But it also wouldn't surprise me if Llamas just keep this momentum and take the sweep. And again, I feel like it really just comes down to that team aspect, because you see individual performances coming out from Sparkles, but you don't really see all players firing at the same pace at the same time. Which again, at the end of the day, is what really does determine who wins and who doesn't win the 3s game. It is really heavily dependent on the team play, and let's see if Sparkles here though can scrap something together in the little off time I gave them by not readying up in the post-game lobby. But yeah, we'll see if to be swept or not to be swept. That is the question here in game number 3.
Well, Evie Sparkles already coming out with a little bit more aggression here, it looks like, here to start out this game. Actually getting the first kickoff and maintaining. They're going to hopefully get it here. They do not. They are now back against the wall again defensively. No way, Ray. We saw him score a few times there in game 2. Evie Sparkles now getting it on to their scoring end. Let's see if they can do something here. Unfortunately, Herms just knocks and clears it downfield. It's just a lot of back and forth right now.
Definitely a lot of back and forth. As you say that, though, Rift takes a possession touch, bounce dribble. Herms, quick cut off. Beautiful cut there in the midfield to stop that from getting too out of hand. Norway clearing this downfield to the corner. Gets it past 1. Can't quite off it over Rift, though. Peek with a quick counter. Herms, thought he was about to pull off. Hold on. Thought he was about to pull off another Musa, but thankfully he doesn't. Peek, though, slots that one top left with a beautiful play shot.
The Sparkles are leading here in game 3 with just under 4 minutes left on the clock. Let's see if they can hold out. Can they score again? Can they put Llama Daddies in a position where they can just continue to hammer away? We'll see what happens here.
Yeah. Llama's already on the defensive half of that kickoff. Bob, you see so much more aggression now coming out from the Sparkles team. They took Llamas into an OT. They did end up losing, but I don't feel like they turned them. If anything, I feel like it lit a spark in them, you could say, about, we are, toe-to-toe with this team. We can still beat them. Maybe they have hope of a reverse sweep. Miracles can happen. And from what I've seen right now with their offense and how it's going, it definitely looks like they are taking the momentum of this game.
Starting to see a little bit more cohesiveness coming out from EV Sparkles. They're starting to get some team plays going, and Haldex finds the back of net there.
You just see a lot more use of that bump game. Instead of the first man kind of sticking with the ball when he's awkward, when he's low boost, as soon as first man isn't really in an optimal position, he just instantly tries to, go for that chase, go for that bump in that demo. And that delays that first man, that delays that second man rotation, which gives the person behind him even more time to rotate in to take that. And as I was talking about the team dynamic of Sparkles, all 3 players now on their team have a goal within the first 2 minutes.
A team hat trick, as I like to call it. EV Sparkles, 1, 2, 3 on the board, and they are looking a lot better here in game 3.
Rift now taking this up for a solo play. Tries to fake the air dribble, can't really get it. No one really on Llamas to go up for that air dribble. A little bit scary if he doesn't take that low, though. Oh, Ray finds to sneak one through here of the Sparkles defense.
What a better goal explosion to have for that type of goal right there. Just sneaky, and it just catches you off guard. If you're Haldex, you're probably blind after that one.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't really see that one going through. Kind of a nice 50 win, and then nothing. Oh my goodness.
Another backhand bump by Al Gran Chima. Let's go.
Llama's already making this game close. Literally just 10 seconds ago, it was 3-0, and now it's 3-2. So definitely not out of the woods yet if you're Sparkles. You still have to put up the work for the rest of the 2 minutes and 50 seconds that we have left to play. And if you are Llamas, this momentum now really looking to shift in their favor. Granchima, low boost, can't really do anything with this. A little bit of a double commit here coming up from Llamas. Granchima gets the cutoff. Rift's able to clean it up, though. Norway needs to make a touch on this, doesn't. Next crossbar, Rift puts it bottom right, and Sparkles put themselves in a comfortable 2-goal lead.
Trying to stay on it and stay consistent there. And the EV Sparkles are just trying to do everything they can to stay ahead here in this match, as they do not want to be sent home early. They go down in this match, they will be getting, that early night, that early, early alarm, early exit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, mama's going to be ringing the bell calling for dinner soon,
Yeah. And I feel like if looking at Llama's gameplay, I wasn't really pointing out a lot of their double commits because they were kind of coming off with saves where it's a little bit more reasonable to kind of send 2 players to the ball. You just want to make sure that ball doesn't go through. But a lot of times it feels like, especially when there's a slower shot, they have a lot more time to kind of call out, hey, I got this. And they still send 2 players at saves where I feel like doesn't really warrant 2 players going for the ball. And what ends up happening is this happens where they get a clear or they get a save, and there isn't a follow-up to go through since that second man went with the goalkeeper. So they end up just not really being able to advance the ball downfield, and that leaves Sparkles with a lot of follow-up opportunities, and Rift just blocking that through. All Llama players push up too far there. But yeah, as I was saying, it just feels like Llamas are just trying to... I feel like they're over-aggressing a little bit too much.
Well, I'll tell you this, EV Sparkles are starting to figure it out as EV Rift has a hat trick of their own. We'll see if they can keep this level of aggression to push towards a potential reverse sweep. Because right now, their backs are against the wall, and they know it, so they're doing everything they can to stay ahead here in Game 3.
This definitely is a big statement game, going down 2 games, and now going out here and being up 3 goals. But they did have that one moment around that midpoint line through the game where they kind of looked a little bit shaky. But other than that, they've looked pretty solid here. A lot of it, again, comes down to a lot of Llama double and overcommits. Oh, we're trying to fake out the defender there. But, I mean, both teams really have the potential, I feel like, to win a game. So it's definitely not out of the picture, I feel like, especially with this statement game that they're making, to pull off a reverse sweep.
We'll see what happens as there's 40 seconds left on the clock. And they are still doing a good job holding on to EV Sparkles. Just kind of playing with it at this point in front of their own goal, which is a little dangerous, I will admit, but it looks like they're just trying to aim to kill time right now. And it is still alive, it is still present. And they're being caught awkward, but they still get the defend there.
A brick wall in the net, 50 after 50, just not going through. You expect maybe one of those to slip through, just a little slow bouncer off of a 50, but no, they keep it out, and they keep control of this game, taking it 5-2. Now, if your Llamas, 0-second goal maybe, it's ground. If your Llamas, you're maybe looking how to retort after that game. You know, you just won a nice overtime, and then all of a sudden the Sparkles just come out blazing in, you know, in game 3 here, kind of doing what Llama was doing to them. They score a bunch of goals really early on, which makes it really hard for Llamas to try to come back and win that game.
Definitely. Now that EV Sparkles has stirred up a little Llama drama, let's see if they can continue to stir the pot steadily and if they can maintain being ahead in this one, because right now, like you said, it looks like they kind of broke through that barrier that the Llama Daddies kind of put in place. They're kind of messing with the chemistry. They're kind of throwing them off a little bit, and they're starting to put some pieces together of their own. But it's really just going to come down to, you know, consistency at the end of the day. Once you get it going, can you stay consistent with it, or does it fall apart?
For sure. And I still think that my prediction was right, that maybe Sparkles take a game and then Llamas just kind of put it away. I feel like maybe this was a bit of a wake-up call. Maybe Llama's realizing that this isn't just going to be a cakewalk, this isn't just going to be a sweep. They do need to make sure they put this game away, because if they are caught lacking, Sparkles will happily sweep the rug out from under them in this series.
As we are looking for Llama Daddies to try to come out here a little aggressive to try to reset the tone in their favor. They are definitely doing their best to keep it on the scoring end. And Haldex just kind of kicks it away, looking to try to get a pass center field, but cannot get it over to Peak. Now just falls a little lazily there at midfield. Herm's trying to get a hit across, and it's just kind of staying around midfield. Nothing too fancy happening right now. Both these teams kind of reading each other, figuring each other out, not pulling out too many tricks right now. I mean, something's got to give.
Like you said, it is kind of a stalemate. You see someone win a 50, but no one on either team really. Oh, that's an unfortunate double commit. No one on Sparkles there to really get a good shot off. He's trying to get the double tap. All 3 players going for Llama there to try to save that. Water falling down. No one really on Sparkles. Again, you kind of see these outplays, you see these beats. You don't really see anyone on the other team to try to get a good capitalization. Like, that shot's just a little bit too weak, and he's a little bit too far away from that. And, you know, gets a good beat here. Always there.
Give me one second. If you were Herms, why didn't you take that from your teammate there? They had a perfect clearing opportunity, and instead of letting them just boom it downfield and you prep yourself for the next hit, you come across and you take it from your goalie. Llama Daddies are starting to show a little bit of staggering. Now, I'm not seeing that same level of play that we've seen in game 1 or game 2, because defensively it seems like they're falling apart a little bit, and offensively you're starting to see, you know, even there, EV Sparkles defensively are starting to step it up as well.
You just see a lot of maybe sort of panic coming out from Llamas. They went down a game, and they were beat by a lot. You're just maybe trying to see them try to up the pace a little bit. Maybe, hey, we need to play faster. You know, we're better than them. We can outplay them. And then that kind of gets falsely converted to, hey, we need to go for everything, and we need to turn and cut for every ball. And I feel like that's just offering a lot of double commits and over commits from them, where they have space, they have time, they don't need to panic, but they still kind of find themselves doing so just because they just don't want to be on the receiving end, I feel like, of a reverse sweep.
Ooh. Absolutely not. I don't think anybody wants to be on the better end, or the, I want to say the better end, the worst end of that one. But right now, there is the capability of that happening with the way that both these teams are playing. It's a little stalemate right now, but at least with the EV Sparkles, it seems like there's a little bit more left in their tank right now. Is where, like you said, the staggering, the uncertainty coming out from the Llama Daddies right now. We just need to see a little bit more cohesion coming together.
You see a lot of the problems with Llama Daddies. So their rotations get congested, and it's mostly, I'm not trying to point out names, but mostly just Herms kind of cutting in on his rotation back to kind of cut off a ball that really doesn't need to be cut off. There's really no defender on it. So just get a good pass off backward to his teammate. Herms seems that his offensive, from what I've seen, his offensive setups has been good. He's got a nice pass off the backward. He's been able to do outplays. But whenever he's going on that defense, whenever he's transitioning from that offense to defense, he has a tough time realizing when he needs to go back, like fully back on defense. And it's congesting a lot of the Llama's defense, where normally didn't really see that happening a lot in games 1 and 2. You mostly saw Llama's either letting him cut that off, or you mostly saw him kind of respect his teammates more and go behind them. Versus now you kind of see him cut. It really is just congesting the, like I said, just congesting the rotation. But you don't really see Sparkles taking too much advantage of that. They're spacing out their players a lot, as Nori almost redirects that off of the pass from Herms. No follow-up shot really coming through. Big beat on Granchima, keeping that out of the net there. Herms now trying to center this again. Granchima's center for it. Rift cuts it off, though. Rift downfield now. Nor with a big cut. Peak a little bit awkward, trying to recuperate here in the corner. Banks it up to the sidewall. Nobody's ready for it, though. Off the ceiling. Chima's middle. Shot off target. It goes over to Rift, who collects it beautifully. Herms a little bit awkward for this 50. Just pop it up. Gives him a little bit. Gives the team a little bit time to get back. Handled with a big miss. No one really on Llamas to get to it in time, though. Nori with a big 50 win. Herms now. Oh, can't quite. Granchima can't quite get. No one really making contact with the ball. As Llamas, I feel like, kind of let an opportunity slip away from them.
We'll see what happens here as time dwindles down. Will the door get shut on the EV Sparkles, or will we see a game 5? I mean, either way, this has been quite the series to this point. Oh, Granchima kind of just putting it up.
Up.
And we are, in fact, gonna see overtime. Let's see what happens here as we all begin to inch towards the edge of our seats. Will it be EV Sparkles? Will it be Llama Daddies? Who will it be?
All it takes is one goal and Sparkles series is over, but they are looking to not let that happen as they start an immediate pressure off of a big clear from a kickoff. Granchima, nice pop up in the corner, gets it around 1. Peak can't quite get right touch. It's a demo, double demo! And Sparkles, in a matter of 30 seconds, take away this game 4, and we are going into game 5.
Well, it looks like we are going to be stepping onto Champions Field. My goodness, that is a series. They are just continuing to put it on one another, and we still got one more match to go.
And if your Llama's there's a lot of shots that definitely could have found their way into the net. They were either just a little soft, off target, hitting the post, hitting just off the net. And there were shots, too, that were definitely, from what I've seen from their skill, definitely scoreable. Just, again, quite not putting off that finishing touch on those plays. And the biggest thing, though, is their defense. You saw a lot of people kind of cutting off their own teammates, just kind of panicking, not wanting to concede, kind of wanting to just advance the ball downfield. You kind of get in that mindset of just play fast. But part of playing fast isn't, going for every ball. It's just kind of making a quick decision. Should I go, should I not go? And as soon as you make that, everything else speeds up. And I just felt like they were congesting their team a lot with their kind of unwarranted double commits at midfield. And it really, really staggered their defense.
Definitely. And you got to get the communication, you got to get the rotations, you got to get the facilitation in place, because right now, if you're the Llama Daddies, you've now opened the door wide for EV Sparkles to come back and take this home here in Game 5.
Rift almost doinking that one in, immediately putting themselves up in a Game 5 here. Herm's not taking a dribble play. It's a good 50, but Rift is right there in the net, able to pick it up. Llama. That's more of the commits I want to see. Llama, they're leaving it for his teammate. Very smart play. Letting the better positioned player control and clear the ball. Speaking of clears, Rift, absolute banger to top corner. Nothing really comes from it, though. Taking his time with it. Gets it around 2. Peek a little bit awkward. Goes to the dunk. He's out to the side, though. Llama can't quite get the touch. Herms in an awkward spot. Does make the defensive save, though. Norway with the 1v1. Llama with the bump, but it bumps them into touching the ball. He's not able to collect it. Score. Herms with a beautiful 50. Can't quite get a follow-up touch, though. Llama's looking a lot more collective as a team, though, on defense.
We'll see if that can continue to transition through. Or will EV Sparkles put a wrench in it and find a way to get them off easy again? And just make them feel uncomfortable the way that they did there in game 3 and 4. And it feels like a whole new ball game. Each team has found out enough information. The scouting reports have been played out, and now they just got to play the game.
Oh, that's a very unfortunate 50, though, and all 3 Llama players are sitting under the ball, and it rolls right in. This is what I was talking about, kind of just that congestion in the midfield. And it is their Achilles heel right now.
Uh-oh, it is now looking like EV Sparkles. Not only has the door been opened, they now have a foot in the door as well. Llama Daddies are not going to be able to close this one out too easily. They're going to have to force out the EV Sparkles. And as I said, Llama Daddies do it. There it is. We are now 1-1. And it is a ball game, baby.
Beautiful pass there from Herms, finding the open teammate, and he doinks it to the top of the backboard. Really tough spot for both of those defenders to be in. Plays it to perfection. And it really is kind of what they were looking like in games 1 and 2, using their team to score goals, not trying to do solo plays, not trying to cut each other off, just passing, trusting each other, using all 3 of their players to their best advantage. To that Norway, though, beautiful flick, gets it over 1, Rift out to collect it. Llama now trying to get this ball, going for Handex, pass middle, no one there to find it, though. That's a huge clear, and it's going to find its way into the net as Herms puts the Llamas up here in game 5.
Really nice pass there by Haldex. Unfortunately, put it way too far out front of his teammate, and the opponent just grabs it up, throws it downfield, and the force was strong with that one.
See now if Sparkles can respond, or if the Llamas have shut the door on them in this game 5. It doesn't feel like either team is really running away with this, though, as 1 goal is very easy to come by, especially in Rocket League. No one there for the follow-up, and into the shot! Norway at the last second from under his nose blocks it. Got to the backboard. Hermsa with a beautiful cutoff to block the shot. Rift now collecting this, has boost on the wall, can't quite get it up the way he wanted to. Has to take a 50 in the corner, pitches out, peek there to collect it, puts it middle. No one really there on his team to collect it, though. No one on Llama's going for it either. Pitches up high middle. Rift there, gets 50 though. Norway with a bit of space here, collects it, gets it over. Chico with a beautiful patience here on the block. Llama, touch out to the sidewall, leaves it for Herms. Herms puts it into the corner here to safety. Gets it over Handlicks. Rift to collect it though. Oh, I thought Handlicks was about to do a dribble play to make this a tied game again. Rift now taking this at the wall. Not enough boost here. Just tries to play it over 1 defender. Does. Leaves it for Handlicks. Handlicks with a shot. Shima's ready for the save, though. Can't quite get a 50 here. Bounces awkward. Can't quite get the touch. Handlicks not quite getting there in time. Herms not making contact either. Rift. Pass out middle quite isn't there. Herms pass downfield to Herms. Herms can't quite make contact either. And it's just kind of a back and forth to see which team will hit their passing play first.
Absolutely. As of right now, EV Sparkles have had more opportunities offensively to score, but they have not been able to capitalize as they have 8 shots on goal into a comparison of 5. The Llama Daddies are just staying steady on the beat, and they are making it happen. As Herms grabs it and throws it across to his teammate, or does he? Haldex almost able to capitalize there. It is still now knocking on the door of the Llama Daddies right now as Pete keeps it relevant, and the shot, and Herms kicks it away. Oh, no, no, no. Can you feel it in your jellies? Because I do. Oh, my goodness, EV Rift, we we are going into a potential overtime here in Game 5.
Griff with a beautiful catch, gets it past one. Herms not quite making the right contact with the ball, hits it right back into the defender. The offensive player doing a really good job to stay in front of it, though. Again, making it tough for that defender to clear the ball the way he wants to. This game definitely isn't over. 40 seconds left to play. It's anyone's game. Peak with the shot, off target, past middle. No, that third man has noticeably been lacking. You see a lot of the shots coming through from Sparkles, and it mainly, I feel, it just comes down to that last person, that last man on their team to clean it up.
Hey, I don't want to be that guy, but I just want to point out that Herms once again unintentionally made a play that was detrimental to his team in a moment that really mattered, forcing them way into a position that you don't need to be. And I'm pointing it out just because that was a bad play there, Herms. Unfortunately, you guys had a chance to get it downfield and potentially score, and you better make it happen now.
Oh,
Herms, you heard it, still there, still alive, and overtime it is here in Game 5.
Definitely story of the series. If that last that push sums up anything, if Llama's if they don't win this overtime, I feel like the last 5 seconds of regulation there kind of sums up their entire series. Where they have these opportunities, they have these chances to score, but they're just not quite making contact. Their shots are a little bit weak. Their confidence in there. That's a beautiful pinch out, though. And like just barely scrambling back in time to get to it. Puts it out to safety the corner. I think it's a really crucial boost shield. No one on Llama is going for that ball. Leaving the last man back, giving them all the space in the world. Pass out middle, blocked off. All three players going again from Llama is scrambling back, trying to collect themselves. No one, I don't understand. Sparkles just saw all three defenders go out from Llamas and no one playing aggressive, no one pouncing on that open ball in midfield. Not really, kind of letting them get away scot-free with what normally is a game-ending mistake.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rocket League!
Speaking of game-ending mistakes, that might have just been the game that they could have sealed away. That last man finally there for the shot, has the entire left side of the net to put it on. He just puts it off wide. If you're Llamas right now, you gotta be thanking your lucky stars, because this is 2 times now where I feel like Llamas, at the very least, should have been punished from their mistakes. That's a beautiful pass out middle. It's just off target again. Oh my goodness. Sparkles just can't quite put it on target. I mean, to be fair, neither can Llamas, so right now it's a very evenly matched up overtime, but it's just about who can find the net first, I feel like.
I mean, Llama Daddies aren't even getting on the offensive side. That was the first strike I think they had in overtime. May have been the second one, but we have 14 shots on goal for the EV Sparkles. I just want to point that out. 7 shots on goal for Llama Daddies. So in half the amount of shots, Llama Daddies are still keeping up with EV Sparkles. They continue to just hammer away, but not able to hit the mark, and it is there. It is alive. But unfortunately gets kicked away once again.
You see Sparkles, you think maybe in overtime, especially in a Game 5, you might see them play a little bit more timid, a little bit more, patient, scared, trying to wait for their opponent to mess up. They are harassing the Llama's defensive line defensively. They are going for demos. They are going for bumps. But luckily, Llamas are able to hold their own. They're not getting shell-shocked. They're not letting it deter them. They're keeping their composure so far. It's a beautiful cut of the pass there from Herms. Herms is the beat on that defender. Set up middle. Palace with a big whiff. Can't quite get the bump on the defender, though. Shima with a big win. 50. Herms with the shot. And it goes in! Llamas take Game 5 in overtime.
Man, that was a crazy, crazy series. Honestly, I'm ready to talk to Herms. Come in here, like, my goodness. I gotta ask what was going on in that man's mind at some points throughout this series. Holy, that was a crazy, crazy series. Congratulations to Llama Daddies taking down EV Sparkles in an almost reverse sweep. Oh, man. Ari, talk to me.
Man, I just feel like there were so many times where, not even in just that overtime in Game 5, but in Games 4 and 3, there were so many opportunities I feel like both teams had where there just wasn't any compensation. Again, I pointed out, Llama sometimes would triple commit for a save, and all of Sparkles were just kind of sitting there staring at the ball. And then vice versa, Llama sometimes would have an open opportunity, would have an open lane to take a shot, and their shot was just soft, or their pass just wasn't there. Sometimes they wouldn't even make contact with the ball. again, I really feel like at the end of the day, what this game came down to wasn't really necessarily who made more mistakes than the other. It was more so who just capitalized off of it, because both teams were making a lot of mistakes, but they also weren't really capitalizing off of any of them. Again, just a lot of missed open, and that's a lot of just missed balls in general. And I feel like a lot of it just comes down to the general kind of awkwardness of the rotations you saw, especially point out with Herms. There's a lot of cut in on the rotation, kind of a lot of congestion, and that kind of has a domino effect trickling down with the rest of the players.
Definitely. And I'm not 100% sure if we're getting an interview tonight. Give us one moment. All right, we're going to grab No Way Ray in here. How you doing there, No Way Ray?
Hey, what's up?
That was honestly a crazy, crazy series. You guys got backed into a wall at one point, but you just continued to hammer away. We definitely noticed a little bit of miscommunication at times, a little bit of over-aggression at times, but in the end, you guys still came away with the victory. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, we feel amazing. Let me tell you, because last week we had to forfeit because I didn't have internet. By the way, Optimum is trash. Never use Optimum. And so we had to forfeit, so we were pretty sad. And so we're pretty hyped coming into this game. We are excited. We're hyped. We're ready. Let's get it.
There we go. All right, what do you got to say?
I will say, I feel like that series started to get away. There was a lot of times where, I mean, there was a time earlier in that overtime where they had it, where Stars had a chance, they had an open net, and they just put it wide. And I just want to ask, what went through your mind during that split moment where it felt like they had an open opportunity to score in that overtime?
Yeah, so honestly, all three of us were like, goal. And then he kind of just fluffed it, and we were like, oh, let's go, we got saved. Like, so we were just like, come on, boys, like, that didn't just happen for no reason. Like, we gotta take advantage. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I just got one more question. How much did you pay the fourth man at that situation? Like, was there a high salary or like?
Yeah, they hit the post a lot. There's a lot of post shots.
Yeah. Well, we just agreed on shout out. So shout out to MVP, to whoever fluffed that and kept hitting posts.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you, No Way Ray. We appreciate you. Good luck in the rest of your venture through LOS Champs, and hopefully we'll see you there towards the finals, or even on stream here going forward as well.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Man, that was a crazy, crazy series. If you guys do not know this, let's just give a thank you once again to our staff, our casters, our hosts over at LOS Champs for giving us the chance of making this league possible with League OS, powering the league and making it the league that we have here in place. As well as, before we hit this break, let me remind you of this Enthusiast package. If you haven't gotten it already, it's $20 a year or $2 a month. Founders Circle promotion only for the yearly subs. Exclusive collectible league-wide title, The Enthusiast. Exclusive collectible Enthusiast badge. Access to member-only Discord channel. Unlock the ability to customize your nameplate and your hero image, as well as expanding that trophy case so you can brag to all your friends throughout the league about just what you've done and what you continue to do going forward. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back into the action here soon.